In the bid for industrialization of Nigeria in line with the change agenda, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo has inaugurated the National Industrial Policy and Competitive Advisory Council in Abuja. At the inauguration, Osinbajo expressed the readiness of the federal government to partner with the private sector at addressing challenges impeding Nigeria from being an industrialized nation. He also asked the committee to focus on the elimination of problems associated with industrial power and walk the talk of taking Nigeria out of industrial backwardness.
The truth of the matter is that we cannot really industrialize without this kind of collaboration that we're trying to set up today. As a matter of fact, for us, and I say for us, when I say for us, I talk about the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian state itself. This policy council is an existential issue. It is either all of the gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen who are in this room, who represent, in many senses, the creme de la creme of industry and business in Nigeria. If we, as a group, and working with the public sector, if we can't get it right, then it's unlikely that we can ever really get it right. And the reason why this is so absolutely important is because, generally speaking, we know that the private sector, the public sector, by itself cannot do business and simply cannot even deliver on any industrialization efforts. Everywhere we've seen examples of government-led industrialization and all of that. It's always ended up in stagnation. Even the most successful experiments have ended up in stagnation because government simply does not make the best businessmen or women. Government simply is not motivated enough.
Expressing willingness to partner with government at addressing the economic challenges of the country, the industrialists said they are committed to drive a national industrial plan of the federal government. They also urge government to remove barriers like power infrastructure, transportation, policy inconsistency, which according to them are bane to industrial revolution of the country.
Terms of reference and responsibilities of the council is yet another demonstration of the importance of this administration, which this administration places on interacting and dialoguing with the organized private sector. The Nigerian Industrial Policy and Competitiveness Advisory Council is therefore a welcome initiative, Your Excellency, which, if properly utilized, can act as a catalyst to drive the implementation of the Nigerian Industrial Revolutionary Plan. The NIRP is a detailed strategy document that has identified the priorities for industrialization and also diversifying the diversification of the economy. It now needs to be fully implemented.
Most of those playing in the industrial sector are on the wrong side of 50, age-wise, because all our youth below 50, and the evidence shows the bulk of them were entrepreneurs, have gravitated towards the service sector. There's a reason why they're all in the service sector, because they are able to surmount the hurdles in the service sector, but are completely unable to surmount the hurdles on the industrial side. So that's why I say that our task is to make it possible for existing players to grow and expand and to eliminate the barriers that have kept out the youth from taking part in this sector. That should be a vibrant sector. In so doing, our approach has to be holistic. You've got to examine all aspects of the problems encountered by existing players and potential newcomers. It cannot be that we do business only by government intervention periodically, because if you run the right environment and put the right policies in place, government should not need to intervene except in very rare cases.
As government continue discussion with this entrepreneur, implementation of recommendations of the committee, according to watchers, is paramount if the country must attain industrialization. Members of the council are drawn from manufacturing, private and public sectors. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroga Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Senate in Nigeria has set up an ad hoc committee to carry out a comprehensive investigation into the proposed concession of Port Harcourt refinery to Ajib and Ohando by Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources. The development was in line with a motion moved by Senator Sabo Mohammed, representing Jigawa South, who expressed worry over the deal. The Senate also tasked the ad hoc committee to determine how and why such deal was sealed and the criteria used to select Ajib and Ohando to maintain and operate Port Harcourt refinery at what cost and time frame. Senator Sabo in the motion also raised concern that the planned concession was without a recourse to due process, which made it illegal.
The Senate is also concerned that the planned concession of the Port Harcourt refinery to Ajib in partnership with Ohando without recourse to due process is illegal and a clear attempt at ridiculing Nigerians and will definitely create a big hole that will be hard to fill in the anti-corruption crusade of the present administration. Of an ad hoc committee to carry out a holistic investigation to determine how and why such a deal was sealed and the criteria used to select Ajib, Eni or Ohando to maintain, operate the Port Harcourt refinery.
In his contribution to the motion, Senator Dini Milai from Kogi West expressed worry that Nigeria is about to witness another fraudulent sales of its assets to government cronies.
Mr. President, if we keep silent again, what happened to the airport concessioning is about to happen again. Mr. President, if we don't move this morning, what happened to the concessioning of Ajakuta Steel and Delta Steel Alaja will happen again in the oil sector. Today, years after concessioning, Ajakuta is in a state of comatose. Delta Steel Alaja has gone to permanent emergency. These sales have been reverted, concessioning reverted, but havoc already have taken place. The place was balkanized, our equipment cannibalized. Mr. President, arise this morning in your valor and stop this massive corruption that is about to take place.
While ruling on the motion, Senate President Bukola Saraki set up an ad hoc committee to look into the matter. From National Assembly Complex, Abuja, Muiwa Bamdele reporting.
Lovely place, right?
Yes.
What's wrong? You don't look happy.
Take a look around. Why can't my hotel be like this?
I knew something was wrong, but I've got solution.
Solution? What?
Nanit.
Nanit?
Nanit offers you design solutions, building plans and construction, furnishing and equipping, financing, management, audit services, and many more services for a better hospitality business. Nanit, service with a smile.
There's no way the government can come into our community if there's no local government authority. The only thing that can bring peace in our environment is local government autonomy.
Federal government have been urged to fashion out ways to ensure the realization of local government autonomy so that those at the grassroots can benefit from their programs and policies. This was the dominant issue at the Democracy Day lecture organized by the National Youth Council of Nigeria with the theme Local Government Autonomy, prospects for the youth and the nation. Speakers at the event insisted that local government autonomy is the only way people in the grassroots would benefit from the government.
I want to tell us something, and I want you to take it serious, that the current security challenges we have in the country is largely due to the fact that the economic resources of the country or the economic resources of the state are not distributed, that they are concentrated in the state capitals. Therefore, at remote local government areas, there are no economic activities.
I think I agree that the local government should be autonomous. It's very important. Otherwise, the whole idea of creating local government will be defeated if they don't have autonomy.
We call all our leaders to honor them and to encourage them, and also to encourage Nigerians about the right of local government autonomy and also our relationship with INEC. This program, we are taking it all across the 774 local government. So this is the major program we are having all the 36 states.
It has taken long. No reason was given by revoking the particular clause in our constitution. Constitution permits it, and directly or indirectly, they would do it.
Youth were also advised to shun violence and other forms of corrupt practices, as they have a role for purposeful leadership in the country.
If we don't do something now, I want to believe that we may not have a country called Nigeria in the next 10 years to come. Simply because of the attitude of what we call ourselves as citizens of this country. Abusing trust, mandate giving abused, responsibility giving not carried out, resources stolen, sometimes in a cowardice manner. You steal a money or money that cannot even be used by you and your grandchildren, and yet you call yourself a countryman.
So my advice to them should be that they should begin to grow up and begin to cease to be youths. They should begin to grow up such that they can step into those shoes that we old men are wearing today.
Youth form about 2/3 of our society. They have a great role to play in leadership. Their role in the present administration is to key in to the political agenda of Mr. President.
In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports. Parents have been urged to see that they invest in the lives of their children in order to have a stress-free life in the future. This was made known at an event to mark the 2017 Children's Day in Abuja. According to the organizers, parents should start thinking of their children's future, as no man holds what tomorrow may be.
For the future, Fred, it's always good to invest. You never know what tomorrow might tell. You invest into this child, and after a while, you can decide to sell, you can decide to build for them, and of course, they get some rent, from their houses to help to maintain themselves.
We're celebrating the children, we're commemorating the children for a special day, marking them because they are special, and we're also using the opportunity to make them understand, especially their parents, that the young ones shall grow, one day, that they have to start thinking about the future of the children. So we use the avenue to launch our Drone Home Young Landlord, where we encourage parents to open an account, which is land account for the children, so that they can start saving towards a better future. Imagine what it is by the time a child opens a landlord account with us in any of our estates. and the child becomes 15, that means already, by the time the child is 15 years old, the child is already a homeowner.
Children are the future of tomorrow, and certainly it is what you put into them today that they will bring out for you tomorrow. And so it is important for every parent today to invest in the life of their children, whether it's from education to real estate, to any form of investment you can imagine.
The children were entertained by popular Nigerian music artist Olamide.
God bless you guys. I love you guys so much.
In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.